welcome to Tortellini salad, full dinner, great dinner for you guys. I'm actually going to be taking you all the way from a very fun cocktail to a small charcuterie board, all the way to your salad and dessert. So everybody kind of asked me a lot how I totally put everything together, so we're going to do that for you tonight. And actually this is all done in probably less than 30 minutes. So let's get started. I actually wanted to share with you guys, I know my sister, I'll tell you what she found, but this is what I drink. And actually we had friends over, or my niece and sister-in-law over for dinner last night, and they fell in love with this. So I wanted to definitely share this with you guys. I love diet cranberry juice, and so what I do to kind of bump this up is just get a really full glass full of ice. This is just so refreshing this summer. I drink diet cranberry juice all day long. And you're gonna fill it about halfway up with your diet cranberry juice. And what I actually like is I like to take my sparkling water with lemon. You can take any sparkling waters. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. I've seen you guys all come in, so thank you. So you're actually going to take some sparkling lemon water and then fill it up all the way rest with that. This is just so refreshing, absolutely works terrific with this Italian dinner we're doing, and it's just great for the summer. And how I like to dress it up is, you guys all know I love my toothpicks. So I just will put a lemon and a lime in there, and it will come right out to serve. This is what I drink almost daily. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And if you wanted a little more cocktail-y, vodka in there is really good. So by all means, go ahead and add your cocktail in there. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. So I wanted to share with you, I love charcuterie boards, and I always usually start with charcuterie boards here at the house. In the summer though, I tend to go a little lighter with my charcuterie boards because we're not eating as much for our dinners, or it's too hot or things like that. So I tend to go really light, but I like to still go interesting. And I'm not sure if you guys know, I know you guys know I like to grill a lot, but you can actually grill cantaloupe, and it's so good. So I'm gonna take you through. So I'm just gonna heat up my pan here. Thank you guys. Hey Josepha, hi. I think I can see everybody else. Thank you guys all for joining again. Now what I'm going to be doing, and this is a really quick, oh, I forgot my tongs. This is a really quick turnover for the grilling. It just takes a few seconds to do. I am going to show you two different ways that I like to present this, because sometimes it just depends how you're maneuvering this, if you want it to be like a pickup bite size, or if you want the whole thing to come in place. Totally up to you guys, but I'm going to show you both ways. So I'm just heating up my pan, and even though I have a non-stick grill, which I think a lot of you guys ordered that pan, absolutely fantastic, you still need to take, just so you guys know, on even non-sticks, you still need to take a little bit of oil and just rub very lightly over it. This is what helps maintain it to stay non-stick. So any non-stick pan, still just take, let me turn that down just a little bit. There we go. Take just a little bit of oil, just rub your pan. You don't have to have a lot on there, but you just need a little bit on there to keep it working for non-stick. Yes, Cindy, I am in love with that pan. The only thing, that pan that we got doesn't work for my induction, just so you guys know, so, but it works on all other types of. So all I did was slice up my cantaloupe, and I'm gonna just put it right on here once my pan is hot. And like I said, this is a very fast grilling, and we're just trying to get grill marks right onto it. And I don't know if any of you guys, I'd love to hear if any of you guys have tried grilling cantaloupe, but it's really good. And what I'm going to do, and I know I have some vegetarians on, Josepha, but I personally, we love prosciutto here, so I'm going to be wrapping this in prosciutto. Even if I did not want the prosciutto, the grilled cantaloupe is so good. So even make it there, and if you have a mixture of people, this is kind of where I go with it. If I have a mixture of, I know, some vegetarians and, or maybe people that don't like meats, I just make some alone, and then I make some with the prosciutto on it. It looks lovely on the pan, so you can do that for sure. So like you can see, I'm just about getting there. Let me just turn this up a teeny bit more. Now with your prosciutto, you guys all know it comes really thin. So I keep it in my wrapper on one side at least. So on my cutting board, I have control over that piece because it is going to be thin. And I think it's time for me to already flip these guys. Just about. Okay, just a few more seconds here to get our grill marks on there. Anytime you take that grilling, you get like a smoky flavor to the cantaloupe, and it's super, super good. So I'm gonna flip these over. Now, if you want to dice, have them become bite-sized, I still like to grill with it where I took my wedges in there because it's just easier for me to maneuver on the grill pan, and then I'll dice it onto my cutting board and then finish up with the prosciutto. The other thing which is absolutely beautiful to do, which I'll show you, is I'm actually going to take a full piece of prosciutto and roll it around. The only thing I find, and I find like with entertaining too, I think people like bite-sized things, so I will more than likely tend to go bite-sized with this, but not always. If you are going to go bite-sized, what you're going to do is cut your prosciutto lengthwise so that you have a smaller piece. Just cut it in half. Most of the time with prosciutto, it usually comes in these sizes, so that's why I'm just telling you it will probably work. Let me just flip this one more time on the other side. And we're going to start assembling. So let me just get this. And I'm going to pull one out ahead of time so you can see how just absolutely beautiful this is. I am going to dice it because it's a little warm, probably into about 4s, just enough that you know you have a good bite size. Taking my cute little toothpicks again, and I'm going to start putting my cantaloupe on top and roll twice in. So when I come down, I have a beautiful little piece. Oh, except for that guy, you don't want him hanging. Let's pull him out just a little bit. So then you have a beautiful little bite size. And that will actually go on my charcuterie. Let me turn this off. We're getting done. Let me take that and get this all off and move this so you guys can see the charcuterie board I'm going to be having. All right. So you guys all know I love my charcuterie, and somebody will be winning at the end of the show, so I'm very excited to see who does that. So what I did here is I will actually lay my cantaloupe right on the board as is. And I also wanted, oh, I'm sorry guys, I wanted to show you one more thing. So when I have the whole piece, all you're gonna do is just take your prosciutto and wrap all the way around. And it's absolutely beautiful. If you're gonna maybe serve this as far as like maybe on your plate, then by all means, I would probably go whole with it, but it's really fresh. It's great cold too. So if you wanna make this ahead and go cold with it, you can absolutely do that. But I do like that I can go bite-sized with my pieces, and it's just lovely. So what I would do is have a few more toothpicks if I needed. Olives is absolutely terrific with this. And I did some Swiss cheese and crackers. That's probably all I would do for my charcuterie, especially in the summers, to go there. So I'm not gonna go through all for time size, but I would come out, have this on my counter with the cocktail. And if I don't go over that, there's where I would start my dinner. So let me just move these guys out of the way. And we are now gonna go already into that and wipe this up. So then the star of the show will be my tortellini salad. Honestly, you guys, this takes less than a half hour. Most of the time it is just going to be your chopping, and it's such a loose chopping. So by the time my pasta was boiled, so what I did is I just boiled cheese tortellini, drained it, rinsed it with cold water to kind of take the chill off of it. Couple little housekeeping notes here. I serve this cold. So what you don't want to do is take your tortellini and then start adding everything that you chopped up. and put it on because we don't want it to warm up into the salad. So what I do is I make sure that this is either room temperature or cold. So you can place this in the refrigerator and then add your toppings. But I just found, honestly, by the time I rinse this with cold water and let it on my tray and spread it out a little bit, it really gets to at least room temperature pretty quick. So you don't have to worry too much about this. This can actually be done warm too. I kind of doing a summer salad, and a couple of these ingredients I would probably pre-cook, and I'm not doing that today, and I definitely don't want to do that. So that's why I'm sharing this more as a cold dish for you guys. So as you can see, I just laid out my pasta. By the time that water was boiling and I was cooking my pasta for 10 minutes, I had already chopped up everything in here in less that time. So really when this comes out and drained and brought up, I'm ready to assemble already. So this is really done within 20 minutes maybe. But you do want to get it, if you want it cold, then I would at least stick it in the refrigerator 20 minutes or so just to kind of get it really cold. So I don't see any questions yet, so I'm going to keep moving. So all I did is I laid out my tortellini salad, or the cooked tortellini. I wanted to share with you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen these, it doesn't have to be this brand. A lot of times when you get roasted bell peppers, it comes in a beautiful, like an olive oil based and very flavorful oil juice was in there. As you know, I tend to like to use the juices that are already pre-made into like some of my marinated artichokes. I love that, to actually use for my seasoning. So that's where I'm leaving it. I'm sorry. I do want to share one thing though. When my tortellini comes out and I've rinsed it cold, I take a tablespoon of butter as a little trick, roll it around the pasta so that it doesn't stick together. And you guys know I like my butter. So it's 1 tablespoon of butter after you've drained and rinsed your pasta, and get it so it all's really loose and it won't. So this has been sitting out actually for about a half hour here already for me, and you can see nothing's sticking together, and your presentation will be a lot prettier on that. Out of this jar though, I only take about half of the bell peppers. These ingredients that I'm going to be sharing with you are my favorites. Adjust any of these as you would like. And I forgot one of, there they are. Please adjust and kind of play around with this, but I'm going to give you the recipe as I tend to do it and what I found my proportions to be with everything. So I took half of my jar of the bell peppers. All these choppings that I am telling you to do are very loose, bite-sized fork kind of dip size in there. I don't like them too thin. They don't have to be. Where'd you get the platter? I'm gonna peek underneath to see if I can tell you where I got the platter. World Market. Oh, actually, yes, that's right. I did get this at World Market. It came in a nesting set of 3, but it was a long time ago, so maybe I should check to see if I have. There's probably the ones I use the most are these size platters. I like that there's a lip. I like that there's handles. And I'll take a look at that, Deb, if they still have it. But I've been using these for quite a while. I love this platter. And it's a great size. So I'm just going to take my bell peppers, and I am going to I'm going to give you about, this is about a half a cup or half the jar. And I'm going to lay this on. If you guys like bell peppers, oh my gosh, go ahead and add more, but you see as you build this, I will give you, I pretty much already know, that's half a cup is where I visually like to see that, and I love. So save the oil that's in here because I'm going to be dressing with it at the very, very end on that. So about a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese shredded. So I'm just going to spread this all the way across. This is an absolute beautiful dish, and I just love it. And it's really great to take for lunch for the next day if you guys want to do that. I love, because one, I have the red bell peppers, and I love peppers. I know not everybody's total fans, but I take yellow or orange. So I kind of mix up my colors, so this is a really bright summer salad. And this is about half a cup of bell pepper. It's about 1 small one. But those sizes kind of vary, so I'm going to tell you about a half a cup of that. Red onions. I'm about 1/4 cup on my onions. I do like the flavor of onions in here, but I don't like too much, so I'm just gonna sprinkle about 1/4 cup of red onions right on top of there. But I love tomatoes, so if I can share anything with you as you variance this recipe, my two main stars would probably be my tomatoes and my cheese. So play around here, but not about here. So I'm about 2 cups of grape tomatoes that I've halved and salted. So when I have these, I just did a really light salting on these because it'll burst the flavor of it. I don't go in and resalt after I'm done with this whole salad, but the tomatoes absolutely come out a little bit better, and I think they're more flavorful if you just salt them. So I salt my tomatoes. So I'm gonna place those all on top and lay those in. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of tomatoes and cheese, and it's kind of on that order. So you can see it's all proportionally, let me see if I tilt it. You can see I'm all pretty proportionally going great with the size of tortellini. Hi Leanne, thanks for joining. And again, I have about 2 cups of mozzarella. And what I did is I just chopped it up into big dices. Again, I like this to all be kind of fork-sized bites so you can kind of grab what you want. And I'm going to lay that right on top. So this is kind of really an Italian version of it. I'll be sharing with other cuisines with this pasta, or a different type of pasta, but I love this salad. Olives, we are huge fans of olives around here. If you want, you can cut these in half. I find we don't need to, so I just go in and put approximately a cup, half cup in here. So I'm just laying it out and making sure my plate's looking really pretty here. Pepperoncinis, and I'm not a real fan of super like spicy, but the flavor with the pepperoncini in here will kind of be part of our dressing. So I just have about 2 tablespoons. If you like pepperoncinis, go ahead and add a few more on there, but I'm just gonna lay that in there. It adds a beautiful burst of flavor, and I love pepperoncinis. If you guys never see them, they usually come in jars. Very Chicago thing with our hot dogs and things like that, but I love pepperoncinis, so I'm gonna put that on. Salami. If you want to, and I'm going to give you a few little extra things that you can maybe do this. I love salami. You could substitute pepperoni, but salami in here, I like salami. So I'm going salami, and that's usually what I do. So I'm going to lay that right on top. Like I said, for my vegetarians or people that maybe don't want the meat, you can absolutely skip this step, and it'll absolutely still be terrific tasting. So I just lightly diced up my, just to be kind of bite-sized. So I have that sitting right on top. Then about 1/4 cup of basil will literally go right on top of there. So I have all that. The dressing between all the ingredients that are in here and flavors when you all go in together is absolutely terrific. But what I like to do is just shake up my jar. Remember, I took half of this out to start my bell peppers, and I still take just half a cup, or what's left in my jar, and I'm just lightly gonna roll this over. Don't need to make any special other dressings. It'll add beautiful flavor. Don't forget we put about a tablespoon of butter to dress. And I just kind of look over there. The pasta will start picking up some of that. And then you are done. Like I said, if this is at room temperature, you are totally fine. No issues. Kalamata olives, yes, that's what I have in here, but you know what's the green Italian capellinis, love those. Any kind of olives you like. Black olives would be totally fine in here. We are huge fans of olives, so I usually have some sort of olive here. And either anything. I think it's that saltiness and the taste of the olives in there. But again, if you omit any of these ingredients that are in here, you are fine. It is just, and it's your taste and how, you know, who you're serving and what's on the black book of maybe things that you can't serve certain people. Oh, very kindly, hi, how are you? You're gonna make that for your, he'll love it, absolutely love it. So that is my tortellini salad. Absolutely healthy, fabulous, fantastic, great for the next day to take to lunch and have fun with this. This is really just a beautiful and tasteful salad. So you just kind of bumped it up a teeny bit because you took your cheese tortellini in there. And yeah, the colors, Cindy, are absolutely beautiful. And it just looks really refreshing. So if I had my cantaloupe out here, my little cocktail going, and this salad, and what I would do, this is what my dinner will actually be. So they would have eaten the charcuterie. And then, I think you guys can see this. You can tell how much I love these boards. They're just the perfect size for doing things. I just love them. But what I have in here is warm bread. I always have bread at the table. And I would have my balsamic and olive oil. I have my little dishes for people to dip right into there. And so this would come to my table. So I would have my pasta salad going in here. I'd have some bread, balsamic and olive oil. And the drink, if they still wanted to bring that out, or a nice, beautiful bottle of wine would be so terrific. So we are, boy, I'm boogieing along here. It's that easy. Literally, you guys, when I was boiling that pasta water, I had everything prepped in here, chopped, ready to go. So you just need to wait a few minutes for that pasta, even though you rinse it with cold water. Just get it down to room temperature. I want to keep everything nice and cool in here. Absolutely. Cover this, get it in the refrigerator, serve it later, serve it the next day. This baby lasts a good day or two. I'd probably say a good day. And then absolutely serve it cold and it'll be really delicious. I know the bread, well, the board, you know I love my board, Noelle, but the bread basket, I just got this. I'm gonna be sharing with this because actually what's inside there is a warmer that you stick in the oven. And then, so when I make, or have my breads warmed up, I stick my warmer inside in there, so then everything is nice and warm and it stays really fresh inside there. So the ceramic piece that's in there stays warm in the oven. You just warm it in the oven while you're doing your bread, and it's absolute. Oh, you bought 2 more boards. I know, Deb. You can tell how much, you know, sometimes it's presentation, you know, a little bit, just bump up a few more little things and people think you spent hours doing everything, and, you know, and it's like your platters and your trays and things like that. And I will look, this is honestly my favorite. It comes in a nesting set of 3 with different sizes. So sometimes I'll do like a salad, my main dish in here. But I do use this quite a bit. And I love these boards, especially bring down your charcuterie maybe just a little bit, especially in the heat. We definitely don't want people eating, people tend to eat a lot less, so things like that. So here comes the dessert. And you guys know I'm not like this huge dessert person, but a lot of people like to have sweets, and I tend to go ice creams and balsamics and things like that, but I wanted to share with you something really fun that, especially in the summer, is really good to do. So I'm actually bringing it out on my board, and here it comes. So you guys all know I have the long boards that I keep hanging on my walls. That's probably where I bring out this full presentation, is my long rectangle board. That's usually how I present my desserts. But I just wanted to group all this. And my niece, Lexi, surprised me last night with a very fun gift, and I'm sharing it with you guys because it's actually pretty cool, and I really liked it. And not a real drinker, but this was fun. It's called Whip Shots, and this is a vanilla vodka infused can, and you don't leave it in the refrigerator. And I'll show you, but it actually tastes really good. So it's just kind of a fun little, if you wanted to perk up your, you know, dessert a little bit, you can do that. So I just wanted to share with this because I love when I find new things. So thank you, Lexi, for bringing this to me. So my dessert, let's see if I can get this just a little bit out of my way. So what I did today was I just diced up, I have cantaloupe and watermelon and pineapple and blueberries, and I just put it into a cute little dish here. But we're gonna bump this up. I am gonna be taking, well, one, you could take your whip, or what is it called? Whip shots, and put that on. It actually comes out, I'll show you guys. I don't know, this is the coolest thing. But you have to shake it upside down. I guess we got the rules. So she found this at Bevmo. I don't know if you guys have them, but it comes out like a whipped cream. So that would be, and I would add that. If people liked it, wanted the little vodka in there, but it was really a fun taste. So I'm gonna pull it off though because, well, I'll leave it. What I'm gonna be doing is taking yogurt, just a great, you can take vanilla yogurt, you could take any kind of yogurt that you really like, but I'm just gonna put yogurt right on top. So this is a very healthy dessert, great for breakfast. So anything that you wanna kinda do there. And then what I'm gonna do is take my wildflower honey, and I'm gonna be drizzling this right on top. And take a little mint leaf and put him right in the center. That's how quick my dessert. So this is a very light, healthy dessert that would go along, that I would come out with my dessert board and do that. But again, if I had 4 people, I'd have 4 of these prepared. I would not add my the honey and all that till right in the minute, right before I was serving it. But I'd have it prepped to the side of my oven, ready to go. So all I have to do is walk out here, grab it, bring my dessert board out to the table, and it's a very fun dessert. So I do love the using yogurt with it. There's some really fun like honey yogurts and vanilla, whatever yogurt you guys like, just go ahead and put a little bit of that on. So this would truly be my full dinner for everybody. Down to the charcuterie board, down to some bread and butter. I don't know if everybody can see all that, but we are done. We have some housekeeping to do, but as far as this dinner, fun to make. Most of these ingredients you probably will have, or if you tend to have them, but absolutely terrific. So hope you guys try it, and I will be posting right after here the live, and it will have the recipe for the tortellini salad. But as always, you guys know you can go to loribianchin.com. So thank you guys all again for joining me, and if always any questions or need to find me, let me know. So take care everyone, good night.